talk to Amy from Ventura, California. KKLA is
Yes.
the station she listens to. Hello.
Hey. Hi.
Hi. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good, Amy.
I love your show. Thank you. The Lord used it in many ways in my own life. I just want to thank you.
Thank you. How can we help?
Oh, go ahead.
How can we help you?
My question is, I'm a single gal. I just started seeing someone. My question is, when is it appropriate to start venturing in and talking about deeper issues?
Like what?
Well, we started talking the other day about counseling, and because he was taking a class to become like a counselor, like at church. And so from that conversation, we started just talking about, in general, like, oh, yeah, I've worked on some things myself, and he admitted he's been working on things himself. But
sounds like that was kind of a natural progression of things, the counseling, working on stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So how come this is all a big problem?
Well, I'm just wondering, when is it appropriate to really talk about these things?
Tell him what's wrong?
Me,
Tell him what you're struggling with?
well, for one thing, we've been seeing each other maybe a handful of times. Nothing is like we're not officially dating or whatever. I don't even know.
You're not an item yet.
Yeah. So, and for me, I don't know for him, but for me, I've had to deal with some very serious personal things that I don't tell people.
Like
you
what?
sound afraid.
Like
Amy,
what
you
is it?
sound
Yeah.
afraid. Are you scared?
Well, sure. I mean, I've talked to people in the past, like good friends within the church, but every time the reaction is very extremely negative.
Okay, what are you afraid of him knowing about you?
Well, I've been sexually abused, and it's not only just sexual abuse. It was like ritual abuse, and people just don't know how to deal with that. And I don't volunteer the information unless the Lord really, leads me to talk. Like once in a while, I come across someone who.
Yeah. Well, let's go to our self-revelation expert, Milan Yurkovich. Milan, when do you
self-revelation expert?
Yeah,
I
when
like that.
do you reveal something that serious?
Amy, I just want to validate something to you. I want to encourage you by saying I don't know that the church knows well these days how to manage and contain people who have had rocky histories. And I don't think they know well especially how to handle abuse, especially ritual abuse. The church really struggles with putting a handle on that. They don't know about it. They don't hear about it. And I think it's a special group of people that can hear you on that. So I would look for, if you haven't already, a special group with whom you could share that information and grow and heal. But I would say that it takes time to decide whether a person is safe or not enough to share. And I would ask them what their disclosure, what are they working on, what are their personal issues, and then just share a little bit of it. Don't share the whole thing all at once. Just say, well, I was abused, and it's been a very difficult journey for me to grow. And it's really scared me. It's caused me to have certain feelings and emotions and reactions. And frankly, this conversation is a little scary for me. And just share that much. You don't have to say everything that happened.
Yeah.
Tell the whole truth, but you don't have to tell the whole truth all the time.
And then a good steward says, what did he do with that? And how well did he handle that? And if you handle that well, I'll tell you maybe a little bit more on another day. How would you add to that, Steve?
No, I think that's great. And I think that this is something that's such a big issue for her. I don't think you want to go down the road too far and then, boom, you drop the big load of here's what I've been through and all on somebody. I think it does need to be a gradual revelation.
So, So, Amy, how old are you?
Well, I'm a little older. I'm 40.
Okay, so you're 40. So and I understand why you called in your question. I guess.
She sounds like she's 16, doesn't she?
She does.
Mm-hmm.
Has anybody else ever told you that, Amy?
Yeah.
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 I kind of look at.
And my guess is that might have to be because you're talking about something that was so painful that happened back then. And so that little girl place comes out, that fearful little girl place comes out when you even start possibly talking about it. And I'm hearing her. I'm hearing her on the phone, and I'm grateful that you've met someone that you even care enough about to even consider sharing this painful part of your life. But I want to speak to that part and to say that I think you may have some deeper work to do there.
Mm-hmm.
That there's some healing that still needs to happen, even at 40. It's a tender place, and those kind of ritual abuse, sexual abuse, those are really traumatic, painful situations that need some deeper work of people, kind of like you said, Mylan. There's a trained group of experts that know how to work within healing as therapists and ritual abuse, and you need some of those Navy SEALs to help heal that core place.
All right. Sorry you're going through that. I'll send you a copy of Healing is a Choice, and I hope that will be a blessing to you. You know,